Hey everybody, this is Donald from FunWithWoodworking, and today I'm going to talk about building my X-Carve. Well, let me go ahead and start this video out by letting you know that INVENTABLES did send me this X-Carve for free for an honest review and to use in future project videos. So now that we got that out of the way, I actually had a lot of fun building this thing. I put it off for a couple of months because just from everything I read online, it was a lot of work. It was going to take 10 to 15 hours. It did take me probably 3 full nights after work to get this thing put together, but it ended up being a lot of fun. It kind of felt like putting together, like an old erector set, kind of showing my age, but I had a good time. I do recommend having 3 or 4 hours of uninterrupted time at each session to be able to just work on it. Everything went together really well. I followed the directions and everything was step by step and it just went together. I've read a lot of reviews or watched a lot of reviews where people said they're reading stuff online and they were missing this or they're missing that and they had to go to the forums to find out. I just read the directions, took my time, had my laptop out here, and followed it step by step, and it worked. Now, having said that, I did cut my first test piece. I wasn't paying attention to the easel software, and when I first cut it, I had marked the piece of wood as being too big, so it started cutting up here in the center instead of down here. And then the second try, I didn't have the cut head down low enough, so when it went to go make that first cut, it was 1/8 of an inch off the wood, so it didn't cut. So then on the third try, it finally worked, and that was great. It cut this out. I was very happy. After playing with it for a week and working on some designs, I did go to cut something else, and it totally messed up. It started the R, and then went down and started hollowing out the bottom part of it. It came up here to go around the top, and then it didn't go back down far enough. So I watched Barnacules, Hercules, somebody. I watched their build video, and in it they mentioned that the stepper motor needed to be adjusted up a little bit, or the potentiometer actually. So I adjusted it like he did, and then it worked great. If I hadn't seen that video, I wouldn't have known about how to fix that. So that's something that they should address and tell you in the directions that, hey, this might need to be fixed, or just fix it in the first place. So I don't know if that happens to everybody. So that was a minor thing. And then the cables that they send you to do all the wiring were 4 feet too short. So the power unit was going to be really close to the CNC machine. It also came to the point of where I needed to attach the rails, the maker rails, to the wasteboard, and it calls for 8 of these T-nuts, and I only had 2. So that was a little disappointing. And then the kicker was I went in to put the G-code unit, the little circuit board, and when I took it out of the bag, there's a little tiny resistor that fell out. The other things I can get around, that one, I didn't want to risk it. So at like 1 in the morning Sunday night, I emailed INVENTABLES. They replied to me first thing, 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and I gave them my concerns, and they overnighted me a new G-code unit, new cabling, and I think a dozen of the T-nuts. And they overnighted them, so I had them on Tuesday. Their customer service is awesome. Like I said, a little disappointing that I had those problems out of the box, but they definitely made it right. If you are I don't know what you call it, a traditional woodworker, somebody who just has a table saw and likes to make furniture, this is not for you. If you want to make signs or repeatable things and are like being on the computer as well as doing the woodworking, this is for you. If I had to buy this, I definitely would not have got the big one. I would have bought the smaller one and then made stuff on it and made signs and you know, made some money off of it and then used it to get the bigger machine. Now that I have it, I mean, I think it's awesome. I've been just having, you know, a great time with this. I'm going to be making signs for my family. I've got ideas of a candy dispenser that I want to try to make out of this, you know, using this. This is something that I've wanted for, you know, quite a while, but just other woodworking priorities, you know, came first. I definitely would recommend getting one, you know, if you're into this kind of thing. It's a good entry-level machine. You're not going to get this on a professional level to be, you know, used in a shop. I just think it's a little too slow for that. But for the home hobbyist, I think this thing is awesome. If this thing were to break, I would definitely buy another one. So that's the best endorsement I can give for this is, you know, I would definitely, you know, buy another one if something happens to this one. Now, like I said earlier in the video, they did give this to me for free, so take this review with a grain of salt. I'll be releasing a full build video in the next couple of weeks, and when it gets finished and I get it posted, there will be a link above my head. There's also an article about my experience with this on my website at www.funwithwoodworking.com. You can also visit me on the web on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. I also have a Patreon page. If you could help support me there, it'd be greatly appreciated, and that will help me to make more woodworking content to put out there for you guys. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.